Our Book 2, Ghost, Season 2, Episode 3, Human Capital. Tariq and Brayden are suit shopping with Davis for some reason. Effie is interstate trafficking.
Slick. They downtown. They on Wall Street. Gotta get spiffy.
We're acting like Tariq doesn't already have multiple suits.
He can't wear the shit he wear to class to...
And Brayden doesn't have multiple suits.
Well, yeah, Brayden definitely didn't need to go shopping, but Tariq might have. He needs to upgrade his attire.
Did not need to. Anyway, Effie is interstate trafficking amongst other Ivy League schools, some of which know about her plans. Kane is getting Lorenzo jumped by his Yardie homies, and Drew is getting some from a guy that's not Everett, some guy he met on Grindr. That's when the team gets a text to get to the warehouse now. Lorenzo.
Man, this is looking sad, boy.
We'll talk about Lorenzo
sad,
throughout the episode, but just from here, it just starts off bad.
Very sad, man.
Very sad.
I don't like this for my mans.
Oh,
no one wants to see them their homeboy get dominated by their son.
I saw a meme that had a picture of Lorenzo and a picture of Kane, and it said Lorenzo Sr. under Kane and Lorenzo Jr. under Lorenzo. Great Value Jeffrey is upset that not all the product is gone from the last drop. Tariq admits that while they had some delays last time, they're currently thinking about possibly even expanding this go-around. That's when Bootleg G pulls out some pictures of everyone's loved one and says Diana dies if they don't get the product off next, including Brayden's family and Tariq's grandma. Mm-hmm. After calling her little orphan Annie, Effie will lose someone by losing Brayden, Tariq, and Kane as the fourth group of people who die if they don't get their shit together.
Damn.
Yeah.
I was wondering about that because they don't have shit on Effie. She don't have no family. We know she got some family somewhere because
she keeps them secret.
That's who started. Yeah, but like hella secret. Like, okay, so you know Brayden is a Weston. That's pretty obvious, right? Sure. Because of the last name. Tariq's grandma, you kind of rich for that one. And then you got eyes on the Tejadas. Okay, so now you have some resources, right? How the hell you can't find out who the hell Effie care about?
Yeah.
You know, that seems a little convenient. I really don't like dude.
I don't
Discount
either.
Jeffrey. I'm not a fan. Seems like he's trying really hard to be intimidating. And like, I get it. You know, they're trying to up the stakes, but it's just, he's not hitting home for me.
I think what they're trying to do is keep Noma out of the picture to make her seem more mysterious and therefore more dangerous. Mm-hmm. But it's not hidden. Blanca, ADA Sullivan, and Rage Cop got a corner room in the precinct, and no one wants to give Rage Cop any real respect, despite him being more on the right track than anyone else.
Either one of them. Like, Blanca, you still running around here chasing your tail, and that's what's really nuts. You should just, like, I don't know, retire early, go spend your pension somewhere, you know? Just leave this shit alone.
Facts. After raging a bit, he does admit that it's a bit weird that Blanca and ADA Sullivan both have a boner for Tariq.
Yeah, it's like, yo, what is y'all deal with Tariq? Like, okay, cool, he may be somehow involved, but y'all it's because they never got Ghost. Well, at least that's what it is for Blanca. And so somehow Sullivan then got wrapped up into this because she was going after Tariq for the professor getting killed in Carrie Milgram.
Yeah.
But
and she has Lauren.
And Lauren, right? But Lauren don't know shit.
Yep. And doesn't want to implicate Tariq.
Yeah, even though you may know it could have been Tariq or somebody connected to Tariq that did that to her, doesn't mean that Tariq is the kingpin. Yeah. It's like they're very limited in their scope right now. They're just running in a damn circle.
Yeah. Effie is walking with Tariq, and she admits that she wants to move weight at Stansfield, and since she's new, their heat won't be her heat. She states that she's saving to get up to a safety number, and Tariq laughs at her hoopty, which would be funny if Tariq wasn't always late to places, considering he doesn't have a car.
Literally walking everywhere.
Tariq then gives his blessings to Effie, and then they kiss in public, which I thought y'all weren't trying to be public. You're in broad daylight outside. The class discusses human capital, and the worth of what could be described as employees or pawns, etc. gets discussed. The white guy, who seems to enjoy giving everybody shit about things they aren't directly involved with, throws some shade towards the Westons via the Weston daughter, and Tariq attempts to change the subject. But Diana seems to be pissed about Effie lying to get to Tariq. Sometimes I hate how this class gets to utilize actual school learning to discuss some of the most shady or toxic topics in their personal lives, and nobody bats an eye at all. Speaking of which, Tariq directly accuses Bruchandria of taking his job.
Yeah, no, it wasn't her, bro.
No.
She just got a job offer.
Facts. Can't be mad at her for that.
Yeah, she just got a job offer, fam.
The TA admits to Googling Diana, which I guess she should be mad about, but at this point, this is the second person that's done that to her, and she Googled the Weston girl. So, at this point, nobody trusts anybody in the school.
Yeah, it's a little bit strong to Google the girl, but then again, who you are, I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did.
That is a fact.
The hell?
The TA admits that he likes her, but he doesn't know about Lorenzo's history. That's when Kane pops up and stares down the TA, who is at least being a gentleman about introducing himself and not at all disrespectful. But it's Kane, so
yeah, right.
Nobody gives a fuck about that. Kane decides a college campus hallway, more than likely flooded with cameras every fucking where, is the perfect place to give Diana a gun to protect herself. Like,
he gonna hand it to her right there in the school. Camera probably got her taking the fucking weapon. If she ever used it, she's done. It wasn't my gun. We have you here on December 12th being handed it by Kane.
That's not even the worst part. Kane gets absolutely gutted hearing that Diana has a 9-to-5 and is now offering her money, which probably would have been okay on a college campus if he didn't also just try to pull a gun out of his jacket 2 seconds ago.
Where they been at? Like, she in the classroom talking about, yeah, once they found out that they didn't want to mess with me. Since when, Diana? The only one that's not messing with you is your mom, right? At least I thought.
Yeah.
At least I thought. I mean, Drew was kind of pissed at her for, like, dumping everything out, but that was a minute ago.
Well, if Kane is fucking with her, Lorenzo is obviously fucking with her with what we see later on.
So, like, what is all of this? Ain't nobody fucking with me energy. Your mom's not fucking with you.
And Lorenzo let you go to Stansfield. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. Diana is one more line from having Kane pull out some coke out of his back pocket for the power trifecta. Kane then invites her to dinner at the penthouse. Definitely thought he was going to pull out coke, and then we'd have a gun, money, drugs all in one scene. Davis is having a late night at the office, and Monet walks in to tell him that he doesn't have to look into Zeke's case anymore and that he shouldn't call her late at night and hanging up. Davis doesn't know shit about that, and so he checks his phone and shows her proof.
Nobody's suspicious about that she's talking about a late night phone call that's not showing up on your burner phone. Let's just swap the phones and move on. No one's going to even ask the question of who.
No, my phone's clear. Your phone's not.
Not. Right? What the fuck? What's going on here? Maybe we should talk about this. No, just here. No, new burner.
Yeah, whatever.
I won't ever think about that again. La-di-da-di-da.
Monet tells Davis about Whitman and says that she wants to know if her or the family is exposed in any way, so she wants to go talk to him.
This so dumb. Her character is so stupid. It's like, yeah, I want to go in there and see how exposed we are. That's what I want to know. But then I'm going to go in there and act a fucking fool. Act a fool. Like, I never should have walked in this office at all. I made things 10 times worse for no reason. For no reason. He's harassing you. You don't have to talk to this man at all for anything. He has nothing. He has nothing. But no, let me go in there and give him a line of inquiry to drag through and sniff. Yep. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yep. And Davis, as her legal counsel, initially disagreed with all of that, but then let her do it.
Told her to shut up. She didn't say nothing. Y'all should have just left.
No, but then he rolls with it because he might be implicated as well at some level.
Man.
The Tejadas discussed the pic of Diana that Noma's people had, and Kane says he has a plan to get them in the clear. Diana hesitates with her part in it, but Kane makes Lorenzo co-sign what he says. Kane says it's time to take over Frank's son's territory, and after Drew comes with a plan to kill their connect, Diana expects Lorenzo to say something, and bro is looking like an absolute bitch right now. Just saying.
Looks like a wounded animal. He's beat up.
We'll talk about that too in a second.
He ain't talking about nothing. Like, but I do think Kane is overplaying his hand. He's definitely overplaying his hand. And it's like he was impressing early on. It was like, okay, he got his stuff together. He got a plan. He's executing. But now he's smelling himself. Yeah. He's getting comfortable on top of the throne. He's leaving himself vulnerable. He's kicking a very dangerous animal in the face.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, ugh. Yikes.
Yeah.
I think he's overplaying his hand a bit.
For sure. Tariq is listening to one of the richest black people in the world, and Lucas is supposed to meet him. Brayden hints that maybe him and Tariq can meet him too, and I become pissed because, damn it, if this man Tariq doesn't just luck into some of the biggest connections.
People. Yeah. You know who that is? That's homeboy who was trying to take Bow Wow's ticket and lottery ticket.
Oh, that is.
That's home dude, yeah.
That is. I knew him from somewhere.
Give me that ticket, homeboy.
Kiki isn't comfortable with Lucas meeting the man, but seems that he's going to use Tariq as his token. Supposedly, homeboy is upset with Weston Holdings because they turned down a few of his friends who are probably also black. He notes wanting to schedule a more formal meeting with Lucas, and they walk off, but not before Tariq asks man a question about his speech and admits that he knows that he's only there to appeal to him.
Sure. You read the room. You know what's going on.
Lucas pulls rank on some crypto bros, and it seems that they only put that in there to mention that they know about cryptocurrency.
Like, they were literally, why would it even make sense for them to be there? But yeah, they was in there looking like sore damn thumbs and sweaty boys, and then Brayden's like, I think I can use them. Ding ding ding.
We will talk about that in a second. Monet has nothing to talk about with Rage Cop, and Davis is trying to get him the fuck up out of there when Rage Cop mentions that the contractor that helped fix the bar got capped, along with Rico and other characters that pulled up to the bar only to not also leave. Monet mentions that Rage Cop needs to find the GTG member that killed Zeke, and Rage Cop now has some more information to go off.
Dumb. Absolutely stupid. They had no reason to go there. She had no reason to speak while she was there, and gave him stupid. Dumb as hell. Should have never walked in that side of that station. Ever. For no reason. Under any circumstance. Why? Stupid.
Diana gets her first paycheck and it doesn't seem like much. Brayden's sister wants to hit the slopes to celebrate, and Diana asks where she got the drugs. She then finds out that it must come from Brayden and Effie. Tariq comes up with a coffee shop as their front for new product. The cup idea sounds familiar, because weren't they also doing that at Truth with the bottles? Wasn't that a thing?
He swear he ain't his daddy. He swear he's so much smarter than his daddy. It's just like, I love how it's shaping out exactly how I said that they was going to try to mature these characters. Tariq is Ghost. Brayden is Tommy. Effie is Tasha.
We'll talk about that too.
Effie is Tasha.
We'll talk about that.
And even the work behind the scenes that's being done between Brayden and Effie is reminiscent to Tommy and Tasha just swearing up and down that they knew what was best for Ghost and trying to sabotage his exit from the business every step of the goddamn way, even to the point of murdering Angela. Does that sound familiar at all?
No.
No? Okay. Well, rewatch Ghost.
Effie's Angela.
The hell? She's not.
Tariq pulls up on Monet and Davis, and they discuss Rage Cop. Davis has a plan and says that Tariq needs to keep his distance from Monet in the penthouse. However, Sax catches a picture of them.
I don't know why Davis isn't paying attention to Sax. Like, knowing Sax's history of being a rat bastard, I don't understand why he's not paying more attention to Sax. It's like he brought him in and he feels like, oh, well, the fact that I saved him, I was his parachute, then he'll be loyal to me. It's like, you're not paying enough attention to Davis. You're not paying enough attention at all.
Not at all.
Because ain't no way you should be bringing them both in at the same time while Davis is even in the office.
While Sax is in the office.
Or Sax, yeah, sorry. While Sax is even in the office.
Blanca and ADA Sullivan are pissed about Rage Cop's harassment case, proving that he may have given Monet info about what they're up to. Problem is, now they're losing their star player. Their trash star player at that. However, Sax on the sidelines has evidence that at the very least pins Monet and Tariq together, which they never addressed. Oh, I was going to say that the photo really only means so much, though. Like, considering he represents both together, clients, yeah. They could have just met each other right then and there.
Yep.
So it only means so much. Effie is still using the QR code lockers when Diana pulls up on her. Diana accuses her of scamming her on moving drugs on campus and being with Tariq. Effie explains that what she said was the truth for her. This thing just acting-wise pissed me off so much.
It was a little lame. I mean, she didn't lie to her, but it was a little cringy of an exchange. It was like, if that's all that was going to happen, I didn't even really need to be
I don't want to fight over no nigga. I don't want to fight over no nigga either.
Okay, so then why did we do this? Why did you hide in the closet? Why did you tell her not to date Tariq when you was sliding your way back in? If it didn't matter like that, then why was this a thing?
I just cringed so much at this.
Wasted so much time.
On top of that, you're going to fall for Tariq again at some point, and you're going to move drugs at some point. So I thought at that point, and lo and behold, she probably will be. So all of that shit was just
I think Diana's going to move on from Tariq. I think that whole love saga is through.
It should. It should happen. They should cut that off. They should.
Like Effie and Lauren is enough. That's Angie and Tasha right there. We can just leave it with that.
Sax is sitting down with Davis's brother, who is, through the magic of recasting, no longer Redman.
Yo! Like, what happened?
Supposedly, he didn't want to take the vaccine, and so they had to recast him.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's what he said out of his own mouth.
You know what? I walked away from it.
You did?
Yes, because they wanted me to be vaccinated, and I'm not vaccinated shit.
Okay.
Damn, Red.
Yep. The problem with this new guy is that he has absolutely no energy. It's literally almost as if they had Redman, like for whatever reason he had to dip, and then they brought in an extra to play his like, I was just like, he has literally no energy in this at all. Sax asks how tall he is, and there's a discrepancy, and there's proof that he knew about it. Davis killed a nigga, and his brother is in jail for it, and Sax knows it. The new character says, "It's time for my Jello, motherfucker," and I just felt like that could have hit more if Redman said it.
If it was Redman, if it was written for Redman.
Now, if you'll excuse me, it's time for my Jello, motherfucker.
It's time for my Jello, motherfucker, and he just walks out like,
how is he? I wonder how he's gonna get him off without him talking about. All right, well then, what did you see? Who was the individual? Do you know him? You know what I mean? Without him perjuring himself and lying for Davis, because he's not going to let him do that. So how are you going to get him out?
Tate is kicking it with Professor Bennett, and she asks who that girl was at the memorial with him. Man said it was just some date, but she calls him out on how stupid that shit sounds. You ain't bring no date to a fucking memorial, fam.
To a memorial.
He then states that Professor Bennett was the only real relationship he had, which I think is Cap. Didn't he have like a long-term relationship when we first met him?
No, he was having sex with somebody who was working on his campaign.
Oh, that's right. I'm thinking of Davis. Davis had a wife, and he was constantly cheating on her, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, no. Yeah. Well, so wait. He has a wife. Yes. I think they was messing with the same girl. No. Davis was messing with...
Well, they were messing with the same... No. Tate wasn't messing with Carrie.
Carrie.
Davis had messed with
the intern chick, right?
I don't know. I can't remember now.
I can't either. But I know he had something on the side.
Yeah.
I do remember. Oh! The light-skinned lawyer he was working with.
That's who it was.
That's who it was. Yeah.
Yeah, where'd she go? She did this.
She said, "The hell with you, Davis."
Yep, I remember that now.
Go back to your wife.
Blanca and ADA Sullivan pull up on some old hating bullshit. They're trying to get more information on Tariq, despite the fact that they had so much going for them when they were leaning on Monet. That's what happens when you lose your fucking star player. Again, a trash star player at that. Oh, and Blanca taking the cookie and biting it in Tate's face seemed not only ad-libbed and unnecessary, it was absolutely hilarious. Like, she just looked at him and was like, and then walked away. I was like, okay. All right. The main character from Grand Theft Auto 3 is walking out of the church after making a donation, and Brayden asks if he ordered pierogies. Tariq,
I'm like, Brayden, just shoot him. He's looking at his phone.
Nope.
Just shoot him.
No.
Don't waste no. What are you talking to him for?
No.
Now he hella close. You nervous as hell. So now I'm fucking. Now I see you got the fucking blick. Now I'm about to blow your muffin cap back.
The problem I had with that scene is, first of all, Tariq was already overly anxious about the whole thing, which I guess there's some reason for that. Brayden has still never killed anybody.
Never just done it. And you know what? I have a sneaky suspicion that is going to play a role at some point. The fact that Brayden has been in all of these opportunities to murder someone, and he already got away. He admitted to the course correct thing. So Like he kind of put the drug part of it behind him. As far as the bodies are concerned, he never actually pulled the trigger on nobody.
Yeah.
Brayden clean.
Yep.
Brayden's clean.
Yep.
And so somebody might see that and be like, I could use that. He ain't killed nobody. As far as the drug stuff goes, he already went to court over that. If we don't have any new drug charges on him, we can let that go. As long as he gives us some information.
Yep.
Hey, Brayden's clean, y'all. And we should be wary of that. Because he over here playing these hood games that he could get out at any moment.
My problem with this scene is that, okay, Brayden's fumbling with the gun in his pants or in his hoodie or whatever. And then obviously Tariq comes, caps the guy. And then as Tariq is doing all this shit, Brayden is literally just standing there as if the guy didn't just also pull out a gun on him. He literally just stands there and watches the whole thing.
He was reaching. He was going for his gun. But
he did at first, but then once Tariq pulled up, he was just like, oh, okay, no, I'm just going to watch you. He looked like somebody who just missed their defensive assignment and now that player is going to score.
Well,
just watching the game.
Again, Brayden has never actually done the thing yet, and they should be scared of that.
It was just weird how still he was standing, as if that person didn't just pull a gun out on him. Okay. As the host at the front door of this restaurant, not only did these 3 college students just run into my restaurant, breathing heavily, but this black kid just spoke Russian to me, and I find it slightly unlikely that Tariq doesn't have blood on his shoes or some
Italian?
shit. Or was it Italian?
Probably Italian.
It was some foreign language. Regardless, this black college kid just spoke a different language to me.
Lucky.
And Tariq doesn't have blood on him somehow. Also, this kid just paid me extra to get a seat when I said we don't do walk-ins.
All black. They're wearing all
black. They're all wearing all black. And they're breathing heavily. Like they just ran into the restaurant. What I'm saying is several red flags should have been apparent for Homeboy, but he seats them anyway.
Yeah, I mean, hearing the sirens and then having him run in, saying, we need a seat, please.
I'll pay you for the seat despite not doing walk-ins.
Also, if you a damn hostess at the front door, working the door, you're not going to take a $200 tip and just look the other way?
Yeah, the hostess might. But, okay, whatever. Also, the dudes were not too far behind them. The guys who were with the guy that they just killed.
Now that's more prevalent than the waitress actually sitting them down. Money is green, but they must have been slow as shit, or they stopped to help Homeboy after he got shot.
I assume that the sirens then went off and the cops maybe stopped them, but both of that actually makes more sense.
Maybe they stopped to try and help dude after he got shot.
But there's 2 of you, so one of you
at
should have
least
helped.
one of them should have pursued.
Yeah. Yep. They're talking about what just happened at the table, and all I can think about is the fact that I just saw Brayden fumbling with the gun in his pants, and a real gangster should have put him down. Instead, he gets capped, and all Brayden could do there is just stand there the entire time.
Yeah, man. Brayden.
Basically, what I'm telling you is I didn't even watch that restaurant scene for a little bit because I was just so confused at what I just saw.
Basically, it was Tariq trying to make himself feel better about killing his father again and making it seem like his mother was the mastermind behind the business, which Tasha played a role. Tasha didn't kill Lobos. Tasha didn't kill Jason. Tasha didn't kill who was the Serbian dude before Jason?
I can't remember what his name was.
Yeah. That dude, like, Tasha didn't shoot shit. Tasha didn't shoot anything. Tasha was not out here physically risking her life to either ascend or survive in the business. So calm down, sir. Calm down. You also don't know all of that shit that your mom and Tommy was doing behind Ghost's back that made shit a lot worse. He's romanticizing his mother's role in the business and how, she had all this shit together. And if we would have just stayed right like my mom, we would have been okay. If my dad would have just stayed with my mom, everything would have been fine. It wasn't until he started fucking with Angela that everything started going wrong. My mom was the real
kingpin or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's only seeing it from his mother's perspective. He's not even accounting for a lot of stuff that he doesn't know that went down with his mother, with Tommy. How he constantly had to rein Tommy in and he would never listen. And Tommy may always make things harder on him. And that's seeming like that's Brayden's story too. No matter how long they go or how high they ascend, Brayden somehow, even when Tariq didn't even fucking know about it, is somehow fucking him.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. And that is the story of Ghost and Tommy's relationship.
Yep. Brayden somehow managed to keep his composure in the face of danger very well, but then walks around the corner and has a full-on Carlton from Bel Air panic attack. It may be at time to admit that maybe this life isn't for you because you just can't crack it.
Or at very least, you don't go do the bang bang shoot 'em up shit.
Yeah. Randomly, Tariq is happy about possibly getting Effie closer to her savings goal faster than expected. How about you pay that money to the British people that just threatened to kill you and your family instead of worrying about Effie's fucking savings goal? That pissed me off. I was like, there are people trying to kill you and your family, and that's what you're focused on.
Pay them off early.
Pay them off now. Like, what are you talking about? Tariq then admits that Effie could be his Tasha. He's clearly confused and shaken up after killing a man because Effie is his Angela. He then admits that he's smarter than Ghost.
Stop with this. Stop. Angela never broke the law for Ghost. Lauren never. Well, okay. Not until after, all of that. She kind of helped with Tariq. But I don't know if she really broke the law. Like, she never did no criminal shit for him. She definitely worked
around the law.
She never sold no drugs for Ghost.
For sure.
That was Tasha. Tasha helped build and move the drug business, just like Effie is doing with Tariq. Effie is Tasha, y'all.
He then admits that he's smarter than Ghost, further proving that he's clearly confused and probably slipped and bumped his head before arriving in the restaurant. He got his women confused and he's taking shots at the GOAT. What's wrong with you?
He is taking shots at the GOAT. Like, man, you wouldn't have anything, Tariq. I mean, nothing. None of the connects that you started out with, the gun, nothing without your father. The street smarts, none of that. You trying to be Ghost so bad, man. Ghost gotta come back. That's gotta be the Ghost finale.
Yeah.
Ghost really wasn't dead.
Yeah. I feel like they're working on that. But
they have to, man. Make it happen. Make the payoff for us sticking through this Tariq story arc pay off with Amari Hardwick reprising
this season is
role.
Ass. So
please make this pay
make
off.
that happen.
Well, it's just incredibly redundant. I feel like we've already been here with multiple characters. We've been here with Ghost and Tommy. We've been here with Rock, Louie, and Marvin. We've been here with Tommy. What's her name? Liliana and
Tommy
and dude
Diamond,
right? Like, we've been here in the same spot with the same set of circumstances.
It's redundant, but I also just feel like the writing this season so far has just been...
You can only write the same thing so many times and make it feel fresh.
I can poke easier holes into the season without even trying. No effort. Yeah. It's just little stupid shit that you're adding into it. Like, it's not normal power shit. It's lowered itself even worse, I feel like. Drew is walking down the stairs in the penthouse and his grinder match is pulling up at the same time that Frank's sons are also pulling up. That tells me that one of Frank's sons are gay.
Oh, shit. I didn't even put that together. I thought that was hella random that, like, he was, like, surfing Grindr while they were talking about killing people.
It was giving him notifications that somebody was getting closer.
I got it. Okay. That makes sense.
That would tell me that one of Frank's sons are gay, but Frank and Lorenzo are they're real brothers, aren't they?
No. I don't think they were actual brothers. They was just OGs from I think he just knew him from back in the day. Because remember, dude was the snitch from
but I thought they were
season 1.
I couldn't remember if they were legitimate brothers or if they were. I don't know. I mean, it makes sense that they would just be. They came up together.
And you know what? Thinking about what happened to dude and the suspicion that Monet has something to do with it, like I do not understand why they would toy with these niggas like that. Like it would be just super obvious to me, like, damn, okay, so our dad died, and then all these rumors start coming out about him being an informant, right? And then now our connect is gone, and these niggas talking about they got a handout. It's like, this shit just feels incredibly obvious. Like, we low-key should have just came up here with the straps.
Yeah. Yep. Kane shoots himself in the foot by telling Frank's sons that the shooter was white, even though the plug's homeboy said he was black. Lorenzo finally steps into the turtleneck party, because they were all wearing turtlenecks for some fucking reason, to solidify the deal between Frank's homeboys and the Tejadas. Lorenzo says he put Kane in charge of the business, Kane tries to find out who voted against them because they all had a little separate meeting.
Powwow.
And some of them voted against Kane. Yeah. And obviously he wanted to kill somebody over it. But the Frank team seemed to not, offer them up, which they seem much more put together, obviously, than I feel like the Tejadas would have folded and been like, oh yeah, it was Drew. Drew now. Kane wants to celebrate joining forces, but they decline. Somehow, I'm sure the leader of this group will be celebrating soon enough with Drew because that nigga is gay. He is gay.
It was a group decision and we all stand by it. You good with that?
That probably is the main dude.
Yeah, he was a little flamboyant. No hate for my gay people, but he was a little.
I don't know if he was flamboyant, but it's just he was the first one to talk to Drew. And Drew talking about, yeah, you grew up. He like, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I wanted to know if Lorenzo and Frank were legitimate brothers. Like, that was a little fucking weird. I was like, okay, all right. But yeah, he was a little extra, I think. Maybe not super out there, but like a little extra.
I don't think it would have went over so well if Monet would have killed his blood. You know what I'm saying?
True that. That's true. Drew is upset that Kane is in charge now, which is all he ever wanted until now, I guess. That was fucking weird. Drew didn't want to be in charge, and now all of a sudden he's pissed off.
Well, I think he was embracing it a little bit post-Zeke, it looked like.
Okay.
And when it felt like he was going to be the one, they've been taking his insight, they've been listening to him, now all of a sudden Kane's in charge. Plus, all of this is coming out of shock because that's not what it was last week, so what the fuck is it now? And he don't know about Lorenzo. But see, you know what? If I'm Lorenzo, as much as Kane has overplayed his hand, because you're probably about to say it in this conversation they have after homeboys leave.
Oh, yeah.
Like, fam, go ahead and tell the people what the hell he said, and I'll tell you what I would have done.
First, how no one has addressed the scarring and bruising on Lorenzo's face up until this point is absolutely magical.
Poppy, what happened to your face?
Whole ass
Diane ain't say shit. Drew ain't saying shit.
I was like, nobody's gonna say
Poppy,
anything.
What happened to you?
And then Kane is super petty, making his dad deal extra weight, and he should know that this is probably going to be his eventual downfall. I just feel.
Yeah, it's also dumb because like
you're antagonizing.
First of all, your daddy dumb, so like he gonna do something dumb to move this fucking weight. But second of all, this is what I would do if I was Lorenzo. I'd have been like, look, fam. I shot you out of my balls, okay? Or at least that's what's the common thought right now. Mm-hmm. I shot you out of my nuts. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring in your sister. I'm gonna bring in Drew. I'm gonna bring in Monet. I'm gonna get the guns out the house first, but then I'm gonna bring them in here, and I'm gonna tell them exactly what the fuck happened to Zeke. And as soon as I get it out my mouth, I know everybody's gonna be upset. In the midst of that, I am going to beat the dog doo-doo out of you, my son, my boy, my kid that I raised in my image. Isn't his name Lorenzo Jr.? Gave you my namesake, okay? I am going to stomp a mud hole where your chest used to be. Because you feeling yourself way too... It's one thing to have the upper hand. But Kane isn't even trying to make it look good. He's not trying to massage it in so nobody gets smart. No. He wants to embarrass his father. Mm-hmm. You don't embarrass men like that.
Yeah. You
don't embarrass him like that because you're going to push him to a certain point where it's you or me.
Yep.
It's you or me. And I just don't think that Lorenzo's going to lose to his son willingly.
I agree. Sax and Davis get into a heated conversation about Theo being Davis's brother, and Sax says he visited the public defender's office and found out about the height discrepancy. Sax effectively admits that he knows it was Davis, and Davis sings immediately. However, he's just playing Sax even more, or at least putting Sax in a position where he can't do more about it immediately.
Mm-hmm. He's his lawyer. He's Theo's
lawyer.
He's Theo's lawyer. Well, does that mean he can't incriminate Davis?
I mean,
if he pursued, I don't know. Like, would he throw Davis underneath the bus to get Theo out? You think?
I don't know. I don't know. Diana kisses TA Hotep and Lorenzo knocks and walks in. The TA is absolutely shook and walks out, and he's probably going to die by the end of the season. I just feel like timid bystanders get capped at some point. Yeah. Diana still hasn't asked about the big ass scar on Lorenzo's face, but Lorenzo admits that he needs Diana's help with moving the product. Diana has no experience moving weight and little to no connections at this new school outside of the Weston girl and her TA. And Stansfield is hot.
All right, this
is literally the dumbest move you could probably
make. Just fast forward this. Diana's going to end up moving weight with Effie. That's just how it's going to go.
It has to.
And they all selling the same fucking product. So everybody think that they getting an extra take. And they all selling the same shit. Right? Kane selling shit. Drew, Tariq, Brayden, they all selling shit. But then Kane got this little extra that he's sending to his dad to try to make him work harder, that he's kicking down to Diana, that's ultimately going to end up going back to Effie. You might as well have cop the extra brick, fam. For all of that. For that workaround, you might as well just cop the extra brick.
Sheesh.
It's just so silly, yeah. Diana's not a drug dealer. So ultimately, let's just fast forward for you guys. Yeah, she's going to end up selling drugs for Effie. Or they're going to start selling it together because she'd be going getting this extra weight from her dad. Mm-hmm. Since her dad is so definitely afraid of Monet that he can't just tell her the truth. And what happened? Like, I thought you were running to be with Mecca. He was getting on your plane. He was wearing his clothes. He was driving your car. I didn't see him. We can address how I never knew that was your son this entire time. Or how you had been running around with this dude this entire time while I was getting out of jail. About to leave with the entire family. Right? We could talk about that too. At the same time, maybe. We can discuss it because it's never even been brought up since Zeke died. The fact that you hit a child for 20 years. Or 20 plus years because you made him think he was younger than what he was with his old ass.
Yep.
I think I should tell what I know.
Monet is watching Rage Cop, watching her outside of her house.
He's watching. He's watching the bar.
Yep. Oh, he's watching the bar?
He's watching the bar.
I thought that was at the house.
Oh. She's watching it at the house, but he's sitting outside the bar.
Okay. And she calls Davis on the new burner. He tells her to keep a record of every time he shows up, which, bitch, duh. Keep a record of that shit. Take a picture.
No, what she said at first, I'm gonna take care of you now. I'm gonna take care of you.
No, bitch, take a record of it. You already have a harassment case on him.
So stupid. Just dumb.
The coffee shop that Tariq has set up for Wall Street is called No Cap All Frap. Who the fuck is writing this season? This is worse than Bel Air at this point. No Cap All Frap is the name of the coffee shop. Despite having no time to set up so much as a business plan because they are full-time students, interns, and drug dealers, they seem to have set up a website and have somehow gotten the word out to bring hundreds of customers to their website on launch, despite not currently having a storefront.
We know Effie can do that. She had that. She had her website app ready to launch already. So, and plus they set up Course Correct. So it's not. I'm not gonna badger them too much on shit that I've already seen them do in the show, no matter how unrealistic it is. They've already done it, so they can do it again.
But Course Correct at least has some level of word of mouth amongst the college students.
I'm confused at how they already had orders. Like, who knew about
300 orders? Like
already, that already know what they're about to get with the coffee.
Like, you don't even have the storefront set up yet. Do you have inventory at all?
Who knew that they was gonna be getting Coke? Who knew?
Thank you. Like, this entire thing should not be moving this fast. And where did they get the time to do all of this? Stop insulting my intelligence. That's all I'm saying. Brayden admits to Effie about pulling Tariq away from Tate's internship and then calls her out about the Lauren situation. Kane then texts Brayden to come through. Once upon meeting, Kane yokes up Brayden and tells him that he knows he didn't pull the trigger. Brayden lies and said it wasn't Tariq and that Tariq wasn't even there. All things considered, since Kane is a hothead, he probably should have killed Brayden right then and there for lying. But I also probably would have been mad at that, to be honest with you.
I mean, but he's not exposed, though. Kane's not exposed on anything that he had Brayden do or that what Brayden was supposed to do. And that's what really saves his life. He's like, if I tell you, you're going to be as guilty as the person who did it. So just, it's done. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But it's not done. And when he find out it's not done, oof,
yikes.
Better run, Brayden.
Kane tells Brayden that he still owes him a body, which technically isn't true. Brayden owes Drew a body. Kane then calls Effie and says that they need to talk. Which I don't...
Well, no, Drew wasn't supposed to kill...
he wasn't supposed to.
What's the name?
The gym teacher.
No.
Or the gym...
He talking about Lauren. You were supposed to kill Lauren first.
I thought this was a body for the gym trainer.
No, because Kane is saying, like, every time I gave you a body, you didn't actually kill the person. You didn't make them disappear. Right? So he's saying, you're going to give me a body. The next time I tell you to kill somebody, it's going to be you and no one else. Which, the one bit of...
They try to kill Homeboy.
Homeboy first, yeah. So, and I guess that's what he was trying to do with the Stearns boyfriend or whatever.
Yeah, that's
what he was trying to do, is go with him to make sure it actually gets done. Because he's like, you're not about to just keep skirting out of this shit. Kane probably think what I'm thinking, like, this motherfucker making money and he ain't got nothing dirty on him. He can snitch on all of us and walk away with his dirty cash and go work at his daddy's law firm.
Especially since he's white and they're black and they clearly have a boner for Tariq.
You are going to catch a body and you're going to catch one now. You're going to be just as guilty as everybody in here.
Yikes. Yeah, no, this episode absolutely pissed me off just with all the little small stupid shit. And I just feel like this season ain't hitting. It's a little early. Just so far, it's not hitting. I'm not going to say the whole season is trash, but...
I will also say it is not doing itself a disservice lining up at the back half of the last season of Snowfall, because the comparison is not even...
Yeah, Snowfall.
It's not close.
Snowfall,
so it's kind of hard to watch that on Wednesday, then on Friday turn around and watch this, because it just don't be hitting the same. You know what I mean?
Not at all. Any other thoughts?
Give us your thoughts on episode 3 of Ghost Book 2, Season 2, Ghost. Make sure you give us your thoughts, like, share, subscribe. Come back next week for another review, episode 4. Sorry, Snowfall. Sorry.
Absolutely. Make sure you subscribe, like he said, because we'll be talking about Power Book 2, Ghost, Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, and Power Book 4, Force. And make sure you check out our last episode review where we did episode 2.